Hello, Smite fans, and welcome to episode 31 of the Gank Lane podcast. Today, we're going to be going over the final week of the season. We're going to be going over the patch notes, and I think that's it. I don't think there's another and. I guess we're going
Yeah,
to do our power rankings, but that's kind of the part of the other thing I said.
standard for Gank Red Lane.
Gank Lane.
And that's it.
That's it. That's the end of the episode. That's like the third episode in a row we've made that joke.
Is it?
I think so.
I've tried to block that out of my memory, I guess. So what's going on, man? How's things been? How have you been in the past week since we've talked?
Yeah, I don't think we really talked much since the last pod.
That's
You
true.
were in like Nashville or something.
Mm-hmm.
What were you doing in Nashville? I don't even think I asked you yet.
So where I live now and where you live, where I'm from, Nashville is exactly 7 hours both ways. And so I ended up meeting my family. They drove down to Nashville. So it was just kind of like halfway, something to do in the middle.
Cool.
And I just saw them for the weekend. Yeah, it was pretty fun. Have you ever done an escape room?
I have.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I love escape rooms.
Dude, we did one for the first time, and that was like one of the most exhilarating things I've ever done in my life.
They're fun.
So much fun. I loved it. Oh yeah. Anything new with you?
Don't think so.
You watch any big Smite games this weekend?
I didn't actually.
Not a single one.
Nope.
I feel like you say it every week. That might be a problem.
No, just the last 2 weeks.
It's fair. When it starts to get to the end of the season like this,
It's all the meta's just really boring to watch right now.
Yeah. These games were pretty predictable, yeah. I would say as well.
I was actually gonna watch Dragon's Ferryman because I was curious, and then I slept through it, and I was like, okay, I don't care about any of the rest of these sets.
Yeah, I watched that first game, and you could tell how that was gonna go.
It was like last week.
Yeah. Yeah, they should I don't know. They just didn't show up. Get Mike off mage supports.
Yeah.
Actually, he only played it once, but
get him off him anyways.
Get him off it anyway. It sets a bad tempo. Yeah, it was hard for me to really watch much. I was able to catch bits and pieces here and there, just because I was traveling. But yeah, like I said, nothing out of the ordinary. Yeah. You want to go through game by game?
Sure.
All right. It's easier this week. We only got 4 of them.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I know game 1, Dragons versus Ferryman. It was like, I think Coast had a 3-level lead at like 11 minutes, 10 to 12 minutes in the game. Coast was up 3 levels, like 16, 17 to 13 or something like that. And they got 2 kills off that, and then didn't get another kill until like the very last team fight. They just stopped doing anything. They got so much pressure in duo, and then stopped doing anything.
Yeah. I'm not actually sure the Dragons are very good. I don't know how the fuck they slept the Levi's. I'm really confused as to how they did
that. It just feels like their execution sometimes is not where it needs to be. They've got the parts to do it, but they need like something guiding them where to go.
Yeah.
Because it's not like I mean, in this game too, no one played bad.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing. Dardes kept blinking into their backline and ulting, and then he would get 0 damage off because everyone builds breastplate on the ferryman.
Let's see. Breastplate.
No.
One person.
there was one game. I know there was a game where they had at least
Not
4.
game 1 though.
No. Yeah. Game 2 they had 4. Okay. Anyways, I guess breastplate's fizz.
Oh,
You get it.
Sino didn't upgrade his, so it doesn't really count.
Does it? Yeah, not for him, I guess. And then I did not get to catch. I heard that PBM was hog riding Paul. As you can see, well, dude, Paul would have had so much less deaths. Look at this game 2 here.
That
1 in
5
5.
times.
Yeah.
That
Well,
is
that's
that is literally like a tenth of his deaths on the season.
yeah. In one game.
In 1 out of 40 games, he has 1/10 of his deaths. Well, we know how to counter Paul now. Hog ride him.
They hog, but then but then you have Baskin, the best solo laner in the league. You have Cyclone. I mean, maybe top 2 carry right now.
Maybe, but I don't think he impacts the game in the same way as those other 2.
Oh no.
He's not the style where it's like if you let him, run free, like if you let Paul or Baskin run free, he's just going to win you the game.
They will win the whole game by themselves.
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't feel like that's the same for Cyclone.
I think it works really well. This meta does for the ferryman just
They're
because
also just really good.
Yeah.
Like the fact that they went 5-5 last phase is crazy in hindsight. Because this team is so talented.
I saw a discussion about Baskin being like one of the best players of all times, like for one of the top solo laner as well, but he just isn't consistent. As in, he doesn't play the game. Like he just took
he's the best, but he's not the GOAT. If you know.
Yeah,
what I mean.
He just took like a 3-year break, which for real life stuff, so it makes sense,
Right.
And there's no shame in that whatsoever.
Yeah,
but
he
if you want to be
like the most mechanically gifted player to ever play.
Yeah. And that's why I think this meta just fits them so well because it allows them to have another carry out of their solo.
Right.
And I think he is the best solo player besides maybe SOT if you want someone to carry your game.
Right.
On a mage.
Yeah. God, the Ferrymen are so good.
They really are.
Like, it's one of those things where it's in a 5-game set, anything can happen. Who the fuck beats this team? I mean, I guess the Levi's did it in the regular season. But, I mean, this is also a team that's known for stepping it up come tournament time.
Yeah. If this is how they play regular season, this team has never, I mean, like you said, they've never won a regular season phase.
Yeah.
And I mean, I can see this being like the Warriors' last phase, and they just walk through Worlds.
Yeah.
Or like Kings last year. Yeah. I mean, they're going to drop, obviously, since they're the Ferrymen, they're going to drop a game or 2 here and there.
Right.
I don't think you're getting 3 off them.
They might not.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they're doing in the regular season. The only way they can improve even more is to just not drop any games.
Yeah. That's true. I am worried. I guess depending on how the meta shifts, that could make a big difference.
That's true.
I mean, Sino for sure.
Yeah.
I think he's really benefiting from what's going on right now, clearly.
Yeah.
Okay, do you think he's playing better now, or do you think it's meta differential?
He is playing much better this phase.
He's playing so much better, dude. I was thinking about that, and I was just thinking about the Nike inserter that got slammed for like the first couple games of the year.
Yeah. I mean, that was part of it. That was not good. But he's also just like mechanically playing better.
Yes, he's just playing better.
He's still dying a lot, but he's not like dying stupidly.
He's not dying for
8
free.
times a
He's
game.
not dying for free.
That as well. And it's not in like a stupid way.
Yeah. It seems like every time he goes in and gets killed, they're getting a better trade off of that.
Yes.
And yeah, that's just how he plays the game.
That's how we do.
I wish to be like him someday. Honestly, I heard he's kind of a dickhead, but I don't know. I heard in ranked games he just trolls everyone.
Yeah.
Did you see Genetics hasn't hit like GM this year yet?
He's just not playing enough, I would assume.
Dude, he posted on Twitter. He's been like grinding for weeks, and he hits like it was 3,400 and like 80 some MMR, but he just cannot get that last win to get him to 3,500.
That's hilarious.
Imagine being one of the best players in the world and just not being able to hit GM.
Yeah. Best
Couldn't
support
be
in the
me.
league, my ass.
Yeah, I didn't even say support, man. Um, I do you have any other comments, questions, thoughts, concerns?
Nope.
Dragons Ferryman this
Not
week.
really.
I mean, I was expecting the Dragons to maybe take one game,
Yeah.
but yeah, we both had them taking. I had them taking two. You had them taking one. That didn't happen.
Sure didn't.
All right, Warriors
Fifth game,
Kings,
a game got taken.
and here so the Warriors troll. I will say in none of these games did it look like the Kings should have really won. I mean, even in this game 4 where the Kings had more kills, I just feel like you could tell the momentum was in the Warriors' favor.
Yeah.
Game 1 where the Kings did win, they just got the Warriors were just sitting in their base in the Kings' base trying to farm them, and they stayed there for way too long, got killed, and lost one more fight around fire and then lost the game.
Yeah.
And so it was more of a throw by the Warriors than anything. One thing I do want to talk to you about,
Okay.
and you wouldn't know this from not watching the games, but go through these games, look at Variety stat line. 4-6, 1-4, 0-6, and 6-4. Okay. Variety in lane sold. I mean, just free kill on repeat.
Yeah.
Variety in team fights was killing the whole fucking team every single fight.
Yeah.
I don't know what he was doing. He was playing like a man possessed. But it didn't like his op puck game 3, he was going mental in this game. And he was 0-6 because he died 4 times in laning phase.
Yeah.
But
28k damage in game 3.
it doesn't matter
Only
because I'm still
15k
taking
game
L's.
2. Game 1, it's almost 30k. That's pretty good.
I saw someone was saying that Variety's actually secretly really good. He just puts up bad stat lines, so everyone thinks he's bad. And I'll say, up until now, he's just been bad stat lines, and been bad.
Yeah.
But watching this game, it was like, okay, I can see where you're coming from, but just because he does that one game doesn't mean
Right.
he's secretly good.
Yeah.
But
Um, who's
find
at
out
fault
next week
for
where
the
he's
Kings
at.
being bad then? Entirely Twig? Like, I don't think it's entirely Twig. Twig's fault that this team sucks. Which means
No.
Variety also has to be bad. Because the other 3 players
Yes.
are clearly pretty good.
You should have seen Yarkor's build in game 1. They had that last team fight, and it was like he went and killed one person. He could literally, I mean, if he hits you with an axe and then gets a crit afterward, that's Squishy's health bar.
Yeah.
Um, and he was doing a lot of that. He just melted through people. I think I remember a game where he was very underwhelming though. It was game 2. Your core didn't really show up. Um, Quig through game 4. I will say they were in such a position to win, and Quig whiffed a Sobek pluck.
Damn.
I don't even know why he went for it because it was into all of their team. He was all alone into all of their team going after SOT who still had beats.
Damn.
And he missed. He died, and then it was like one after another. They ran in and all died.
Yeah.
I think SOT got a quad at the end of that game. Ooh, have
Oh,
you seen the
SOT.
clip of SOT on Thoth?
Have I? That sounds so
Uh, let
familiar.
me let me look it up and see if I can send it to you. He was like 1v3 killed with maybe 10%
I googled
HP.
SOT on Thoth, and Google says, "Did you mean spot on tooth?"
Ooh,
Yeah.
is that what you meant?
No, sure ain't. I meant what I
uh
typed.
where did I find that? Like Twitch maybe? They have the
I don't know.
clip of
Just
that.
explain it to me, and I might
Okay,
remember.
anyway. He's like 25% HP on Thoth. Okay, Thoth solo. Um it's 3v him. 1v3. He jukes out, dives into the 3 of them, gets a kill onto Pagon, maybe? He's on Pagon's team, so probably not. Um dives into 3, kills 1 with his dash little ability afterwards. And then sits there and jukes out every other ability for like 15 seconds, kills another one, and then escapes. I mean, the casters were like screaming at this point.
Yeah.
Very, very
SOT
hype
is
moment.
good.
He is a very good player. That was like highlight of that game right there.
Yeah.
Huh? But yeah, nothing unexpected there. The Kings are lost, man.
They
Uh,
really are.
I can't believe they went from winning their first 5 games of the season to just completely crumbling.
It wasn't their first 5. It was
Oh,
5
okay.
of their
Their
first 6.
5 of their first 6. Sorry.
They lost to the Glads in game 5.
I keep making that mistake.
All right. Next up, Hounds Dragons. All right.
Yeah.
Next up, Warriors Blacks. All right. Nah.
Yeah.
Is there anything to talk about?
I mean,
The Hounds had
I think
13 total kills, so I doubt it.
yeah, if you get Ducky and Oath on the same page, I think they can seriously mess up a back line. But I just don't think they have enough pressure coming from their duo lane to convert into anything for what this team needs, you know?
Just imagine Oath on a good team, dude.
Yeah, I mean he's another player who's maybe him and Jangaru can get on a team next year.
Yeah,
And
I'm hoping the Kings are like, all right, this ain't it. Pull the plug on Twig, plug in Oath. That team would be crazy, even if they
yeah,
still had variety. But I would hope they'd also get rid of variety.
really,
Just
I could see a world where this
I
is
think
his
we've talked
last
about this
year.
before. Just make the Kings the Hounds, but with BMT and Yarkor.
Yeah.
Just pick up Ducky as well.
And it sucks because I really, really like Benny Q. But I mean he's just not
He's
consistent. He just isn't.
he's just the eighth best mid.
Yeah, definitely now after
Dardes has, I
Jan
feel like, been playing well enough to be above him, and Jangaru is like actually good.
yeah. No, dude, Dardes had a killer game. Was that against the No, that was last weekend. I
Maybe.
mean, Dardes was playing. He's just like feast or famine so much.
Yeah. He is
And
Dardes.
even the games where he does really good, it does not mean they win.
Yeah.
Which that might be something to talk about sometime. Is what players can like impact a game like that, you know?
Right. I
Because there's some
pulled up Dardes' stats for the face. He's 102, 77, and 187. It's pretty good.
yeah. I mean, he's not bad at all.
In comparison, Panda Cat stats for this phase were 107, 75, and 231. So that's like a
Yeah,
pretty similar stat line.
yeah, it is. Oh,
I'm shocked by
yeah.
that.
I'm a Dardes enjoyer for sure. I think he's a lot better than he gets credit for. I think he's been on some teams that aren't helping him as much.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I don't know.
but yeah, I can't wait to do these. What next week? Power rankings, individual players. Oh no,
Next week is
next week
all
is
league.
all league team. 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. We'll do power rankings, individual players.
Yes.
Uh,
I'm excited for both.
same. I always love contra or like clashing with you.
I can't wait. I can't wait to do something just totally unexpected on
I
the
can't wait
central
till
power
Stu
ranking.
is like the second
Shut
best
the
carry in the
fuck
league.
up.
I know it's coming, Alex.
Let me look. Let me look. Who am I putting below him?
Wait, let me look at the roll. Okay,
Okay.
carry.
Let me look at all the carries. Who's below him? Honestly, I'm gonna put Detroit below him. I'm just warning everybody now. Detroit is going below him. I think Detroit's so fucking overrated.
Wow. What is stupid that? I think looking statistically, Stewart is just worse in every way. Unless I'm reading this wrong.
Damage. He's got him in
Okay.
damage. Which this is the second phase in a row. Detroit's been the worst carry in terms of damage.
You know, last phase I would have argued he didn't need to do it, but this phase I would
This
say
phase they have lost 3 sets. There's been room for
this
him to do more
phase is
damage.
little different.
Yes. He's also like barely positive on like a really good team.
Yeah. I feel like
Like
going
Stewart's
positive as a
stat
carry
line
is
is
not hard.
definitely bad, but also he's on a very fucking bad team. Sure he's on a good team and has an extremely unimpressive stat line. I
Yeah.
absolutely think I can justify it.
I'm sure we'll find a way.
Copium. I'm not going to pretend it's not copium, but I'm still going to find a way.
Also, just looking at this, it says Jangaru is a mid and a jungler.
What?
He's got the jungle icon, but his
Oh,
the actual word is mid.
yeah.
Who knows what he is? The best player on the Glads? Probably.
Shut
Oh,
up.
hey, the Glads won a set.
Yeah.
It doesn't count, but
I mean, what are you talking about? It counts.
I mean, it counts, but like, I
John,
don't count it.
what's their record in the standings? Is
I
there a
know, I
one in
know.
the win column?
There is. Hey,
I just want to say I know like coming to this week I had changed my tone. At the beginning of this fucking phase, I said the Glass were gonna win this set. At the
I
beginning
do.
of the phase.
I
And look
have
what
this
happens.
right here. Glad's 4-6. Wait, that was,
Yeah, no, I had to win a couple other ones as well. But I had to win this one. And
that's
I
true.
was right.
Okay, actually, I want to go through this with you. Looking back on
Oh
our
no.
Looking back, our predictions from before there was a single game played in Phase 2. Okay. We both had Warriors
We
number
don't
1.
have to do this. We don't have to.
Hey, you had well.
At least I had
Um.
Ferryman top half. They were good. Actually, hold on. Levi's finished second. Didn't I have him in second?
Yeah.
Let's go!
Yep. We both did. We had them 7-3.
Yeah, I
I want
was
to see
pretty
if
close.
anyone
That's actually pretty close.
got any of these right. I had. I
I had
will say
Hounds
I
2
had
and
the
8. I
bottom
had
half
Hounds 2 and
teams.
8. Let's go. I had Hounds 2 and 8. I remember that.
I had Hounds 2-8.
I
You
also
have.
had
We
Hounds 2
both
and 8.
did. We both did. We
Let's
both did.
go. Virtual
Okay.
high five. We were right on a
Yep.
couple of teams. We were very close
Good.
on the Levi's and we were spot on the Hounds.
Thank you.
I'm trying to remember if I had Kings 4 and 6 or 3 and 7.
You had them 3 and 7.
Damn it!
We both had them 3 and 7. I had Glads 1 and 9. Definitely did not have him winning that game, but it was there.
Did you have Ravens 5 and 5? That seems like a thing.
I had him 7 and 3. You had him 3 and 7. So we meet us in the middle, and we both got it. The only thing you
7 and 3 as well.
you had the Dragons. Yes, you had the Dragons very high and the Ravens low.
Why are
The
they
Dragons
so good
high.
at kickoff tournaments but so bad at everything else? That's my question.
I don't know what it is, man. But I did not. Neither of us. Both of us had the Ferryman 6 and 4 too.
Yeah.
Not even close.
I mean, can you really blame us? It's a core that
No.
always just doesn't do things in the regular season, and then this time they decided they would.
Yeah.
If you told me
And
we
I
were
mean,
going to be seeing playoff Ferryman the whole phase, I probably would have guessed 10 and 0. So I still would have been wrong, but I would have been closer.
you're very close.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, if I would have blinked at a different time, it could have been butterfly effect. Could have made that 10 and 0.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember
Okay.
who all I had the Glads beating. I had them beating the Dragons in week 1, which they almost did, by the way. And then I had them getting a set off of each of the Ravens and Kings.
See, I don't think I wrote.
Yeah, I have a spreadsheet of it somewhere, but I don't know where it is, so I'm not gonna bother.
That down.
I was only a game off on the Warriors, if I remember correctly.
What does
Oh, I was close as
GRL
well.
stand for?
John. Come on, man. Sean.
Wait, give me a second.
Sean.
Gank right lane.
There we go.
Okay. Well, I was reading it in a different context, and so I was like, it says in my notes for week 1, it says Scream GRL at end. And so I assumed that was a prediction for the player.
Gotcha.
And I was like, what is he doing? Is he
He's
a
gonna
girl?
gank right lane.
He's yeah. I don't know why that stopped me so bad. Okay, we're back.
Yeah,
I
I'm a
can't
little
let that.
embarrassed about having faith in the Glads. In my defense, Jake is really good.
Yeah, and they switched up. They made a lot of changes that we asked for, and
then kept Snoopy.
it just changes were not as impactful as we were wanting.
Man, I love Jake. Best player on the Hounds? He's not on the Hounds, on the Glads?
Yeah, I was like, did he? What?
Would he be the best player on the Hounds if he was on the Hounds?
I think that team would look a lot better with Jake.
Yeah.
I
mean, I agree in terms of gameplay. Counterpoint, they don't have a strategy if Jake is there instead of Neilma. They have no game plan.
Yep.
They don't know what's going on.
No one leading the team. I think. Actually, I don't know. I don't want to. I was just making stuff up for a second.
As we do, as we do.
So this whole thing's about.
Yeah. So anyway, should we
I don't
talk
even.
about the controversy of the Warriors just deciding to throw Game 3?
Yeah, I mean, is that even? Was there controversy around it?
I mean, I feel like you can't do that. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy,
Yeah. So
but
what?
I feel
Basically,
like you
I
gotta
heard.
like not throw
Yeah, I heard
because
they kind of
like
threw it a little bit so the set could be over. But I mean, realistically, it had no impact on standings.
I'll be honest. I did not watch, so I don't know how egregious it was. If it was very egregious, like
Yeah.
you
No.
can't do that
No.
because
Looking.
match fixing is the thing.
Yeah.
And I know there's probably not anybody betting on Smite, but if there is, then match fixing. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
you can't egregiously throw. I don't know how egregious it was, but if it was really
No.
egregious, then you can't do
Looking at
that.
this, it looked like a close game going into it, and maybe they just started making really stupid plays. Kind of,
Maybe
I
I
can
don't know.
see that from them for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, SOT died 10 times, so
Yes.
in under 30 minutes.
Yeah.
That tells you everything you need to know.
If it was uber egregious, then like I think they should be fined if it was uber egregious. I'm just gonna say it. Maybe probably not a lot, but like if they literally enter the Titan room like we could win the game right now. No, let's not, because that means we're gonna have to play more games. Let's just throw. If that is what happened, then they should be fined.
Yeah, I feel like we would have seen a lot more about it if that's what happened.
Probably.
So I think it was more on the troll side of
Right. I mean,
it all.
even still, I'm not really big on them just like trolling either. But it's not as big of a
Hey,
deal.
dude, they got you your Glad's year one win. Come
Yeah,
on now.
I know, but like,
Let them have this.
I don't know.
Yeah. Glad's team will be. See, I don't
Glad for Bay.
know.
Glad for
They're going to be
Bay.
playing against these SEC teams coming in not this next
There are
upcoming
multiple
tournament.
SEC teams that they're worse than.
Yes. I think them and the Hounds are going to actually have to compete
Yes.
for these. Because what the Wargs, right? Are they is Sam? I always get the Wargs and Valkyries mixed up. Are they on?
The Valkyries are the NA team.
Okay,
Same.
so the Valkyries were what?
They went 5-0.
Barely third place playing in, and it's the same team.
Right.
I think they're
Well,
just
without
better
Stu.
than.
Without Stu.
Yeah,
They lost
true.
Stu for Wowie, who is
True.
a slight downgrade.
Right. But I would argue both of these teams also downgraded significantly.
Yeah.
From what they were. And if NA is able to beat some of these teams, then I don't even want to see what EU is going to do to them.
Yeah. Sex Mambo.
Yeah. Sex Mambo is going to be.
I don't know enough about the Tanuki. The Wargs.
Wrecking people.
Yeah. In the summer tournament that didn't matter, the Wargs beat Sex Mambo in the finals. So they're also pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
The Scarabs have fucking Deathwalkers, Zeros, and E-Chrome.
Yeah, that team got
that team is
better.
like pretty good, I would say.
They took their because the Mambo was like number one, and then Wargs were number 2, or I guess flip those based on the song or however you want to do it. But then they took the third best and fourth best team and took the best players from both of those and made one team.
Yeah.
With Deathwalkers, Zeros, and E-Chrome, which is like Mambo from last year minus Johnny and Trix Tank. So or was it Kazakhs? I don't remember.
I don't know.
Is Trixake in SEC right now?
I don't even know who that is, John.
He he's played in like Worlds Finals before.
Dang.
On
I'm ignorant as fuck then.
I mean it was maybe season
One.
3.
Oh.
No, it was season like 3, 4, or 5.
What do you think is the worst team that has a chance to beat the Glads?
Okay.
I think the Weavers could probably do it. Layers is pretty good, and I have faith in Murakami. I don't know if there's anybody below that.
I would say okay, I'm gonna give you some from. I'm gonna give one from EU, one from NA,
Okay.
just because I'm not sure how they match up. I think the Wargs could win. I think the Scarabs could win. I think Mambo could win. Maybe I have not watched a Tanuki game. I know they're ranked second,
The
but
Tanuki beat the Wargs.
right, and I know there are also teams like just don't try at all in some of these.
Right.
So how much of that comes into play? I think the
They
Valkyries
are technically
could
the 2 seed, to be fair.
put
Beat
up.
Tanuki.
Yes, I do think Layers, as much as I am not a Layers fan, I mean he's very good at Smite.
Right.
Um and so yeah, I don't see anything besides Valkyries and Weavers having a chance
Right.
because
In
they have
NA.
yeah. And then I think top 4 possibly in EU.
Right, you don't think Donut Doug could carry the Sages past the the Glads? What a name! What a name!
And Doug.
Donut
I
Doug
don't.
and Snatty and Nehu. I've heard Nehu's pretty good.
Nate is pretty good.
I don't know if that would be enough, but I've heard it's pretty good.
Rat milk.
Honestly, I don't think it's likely. I think the Warrants might have a chance against the Glads, though.
Yeah,
I've
and I mean
never
like
heard
I
of Delny before, but like Pico Ways in Nog
oh yeah,
and Leon and Tuba is like that's a pretty good team, I think.
Delny's good. He played on he played with Oceans and two he's always been like a top 4 solo in NASCC
Yeah.
for the past couple of years.
And he's like the player I know the least about on that team. I think the rest
Yeah.
of the team's pretty good. Well, Elion's not like a traditionally a support, is he?
No. I don't know if he's yeah, it looks like he just transitioned to support for the
Pico Ways.
last game
Yeah.
of the set. He's been playing jungle every other. And it was
No,
a win, so he's doing
it's
something
a
right.
it is there is a bug. The other games where it says he's jungle, were on June 10th. And they definitely played more than one game since June 10th. So
I mean, he might have not had a team
I mean, I guess that's true. Maybe he was at it without a team for a while.
because I think did he get relegated?
I don't. I don't remember, man. It's
I
so hard
don't
to keep
either.
track of that shit because the Spite website like barely does, and
I
you have to
know. I
like
wish
dig
there
for
was
it. It's not easy to find,
someone on
especially because the
Reddit.
teams fucking like switch names when they move up and down and shit.
Yeah, I don't like that.
That's the part that makes it hardest to keep track. If it was like
Hmm.
a franchise organization, I would be super easy to keep track of, even with how terrible the fucking websites are, because of the way they do it, where like the teams switch names. Like I
Yeah,
have no fucking idea. I couldn't tell you.
I hate that. And in SOC and SEC, it feels like players get traded and swapped and moved just way
Right.
too often to keep track of.
Yeah. Okay. It seems like he was on the Tanuki last phase, and I'm pretty sure the Tanuki got relegated.
Yes, yeah.
So he probably got relegated. I think.
But then Elion is someone who is always in the SEC because
Wait, was it the Tanuki? Hold on, I might be wrong.
I don't even know. Like clearly, I remember
I
in
think
that
it was the
play
Tanuki. I think it was the Tanuki.
in tournament he played so well in jungle, but every single team he's on is always a bottom SEC team. But then another team always just picks him up.
Yeah.
He's always playing. I don't get it. It's like maybe it's better to try your odds on someone else because it's clear he's not working.
Yeah. Man. All right, I've decided I'm a Shabala Storm fan. They got Rat
Okay.
Milk and Shinigami. I just clicked on their roster and I was like, oh, I like Rat Milk. Oh, I like Shinigami. That's my new favorite SEC team. And
I
this,
just
I look at it for 1 second and I'm like, I like this team now.
I just watched a clip of season 7 that Shinigami posted on Twitter, and he autoed an Athena like 32 times before he killed her. he had zero pen at all.
That's hilarious. I think this is the second phase in a row, despite I believe being a completely different team. The Bolts did not win a game. Yep. If you're a Bolts fan,
Sorry.
it's been a hard fall from grace.
Well, and
If you
that's
liked the branding and not the players, I'm sorry.
right. How do you
It's been
even?
rough.
Yeah, I don't like the way they do. I like the idea of them, but there needs to
Right.
be some sort of um solidity to the
Right.
team names
Yeah.
because it's just too
Like
confusing to keep track of.
even like let's say in the SPL, the Bulls really didn't want to be the Bolts anymore, and they wanted to be the Ravens, and you wanted a new Bolts team. It's like that. I can be okay with that. But then like mid season, you're having a team with an entirely new roster. Like I can't keep track of that shit. Like I
Yeah.
don't like it when it happens in between uh phases
Mhm.
or in
Well, or
between
like
seasons or whatever. But when it happens in
the
between phases, it's impossible.
the play-in tournament, like a lot of those or some of those SEC teams stayed the same, like the Scorpions and the Wargs, and then they just switched names
Right.
going in.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. I don't mind it
It's
as
just
much with the Valkyries because I want that to be a good team because that's like one of the best names. But between all the leagues, I think the Valkyries is one of the best names. So
yeah,
I don't mind that being a good team, but still.
I think they have, well, especially with some of their play-in teams and some of the um, brands that they were showing off before this season. Like they've got a lot of really cool stuff, but I don't know if Smite's ever going to be big enough to
Right.
see the most of this.
Yeah. It's really unfortunate because, as far as I know, Smite's kind of like the poster boy of like not running your your esports league through esports orgs
Yeah,
since they switched. And like they do like such a bad job, it makes it look like a terrible idea.
yeah. I mean, well, for funding wise and longevity, I think it's not the best idea, but it was what they had to do, and I don't know. They're executing something.
I don't necessarily know if it's the worst idea for funding and longevity stuff.
I
Yeah, I
thought
don't
that
know.
was the
I don't know.
yeah.
TBH, I don't know.
Let's run our own org. We need to.
Yeah. If I win the lottery, I'll start an esports org.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Probably won't be a very good one because it's not like I have income to like keep it up. So I can't afford to pay like really good players. So it'll probably be a kind of shit one. But
Oh, speaking of really good players, you see Shohei Ohtani's probably gonna go to the Cubs.
there's no
If
way.
if that happens, dude, he said it's the number one team on his list right now.
No. No, Shohei,
If
no!
if that happens, I'm going to jump out of a window.
If Shohei goes from my team to your team, I'm gonna cry.
I'm so happy. Oh, I've been excited all week, man, ever since I heard that. But anyway, enough about the greatest baseball player of all time.
Power rankings?
What power rankings? Sure.
Was
Um,
there something else you were gonna say?
no, I was really glad you came in with something because
All right.
I didn't know where we were going after this. Okay, end
Uh,
of, or I guess,
into season, into phase power rankings.
yeah.
I
Well,
gotta do some thonking here. Now, here's the thing. Do I want to do the bit where I move the Warriors way down and be like, but they lost to the Glads? Or do I want to be serious and not do that?
yeah, give me a good list this week
Okay, I'll be serious.
for our end of the.
I'll be serious. This might just be the same list I had last week, but it was a pretty good list last
That's
week, so.
kind of what I'm thinking. Well, wait. Oh yeah, we had the same list last weekend. Yeah, I mean, spoiler, mine's the same. I don't think anything could change.
Yeah. I mean, if the Dragons beat the Ferryman, I'd probably be moving them up, but that
Oh
didn't
yeah, I
happen,
mean, then
so.
then that would change a whole
Yeah.
like everything. But
But they lost to the
they didn't even
Glads.
take a game, so I can't see the world where I ever put them below Kings, Hounds, or Glads
Yes.
unless they would lose directly to one of those teams.
Yes.
Um, so I think
Counterpoint. The Glads beat the Warriors.
they could have. I think the Dragons could have actually gone in with one person playing that game, and I would not have ever put them below the Kings, Hounds, or Glads. If you try to 1v5 the Ferryman.
Yeah. All right. So yeah,
Okay.
I think I have the same list as last week. I don't remember the list from last week, so I'm not sure.
Ferryman, Levi's, Warriors, Ravens, Dragons, Kings, Hounds, Glads.
Yep, it's the same.
Okay. Yeah, that was. I mean, nothing changed up since last week.
Yep.
I don't know.
That 4-5 spot is a little tricky.
Yeah,
But
yeah, that's what
the
I'm thinking. Like,
Dragons
I don't know how I
didn't
feel
do
about the
enough to
Ravens.
overcome. The Dragons didn't do enough to overcome the Ravens' impressive showing against the Levi's last week for me.
And even then, it just felt like I don't know. The past 3 weeks, we've seen the Ravens. They played the Glads 3-0. They played the Hounds 3-0, and then they kind of got gifted a game against the Leviathans. And so I don't know how close really that was. I can't tell.
Right.
I don't know if I'm sold on the Ravens yet.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you got to remember, two of their losses were in that first week where it ended
When
up
they
being
had a whole new team.
yeah, when you ended up being correct about the fact that they were still figuring their shit out. And then since then, that would make them what 5-3 since then, with losses
Yeah.
to the Ferryman, Warriors, and Levi's.
Okay. I
Like
mean, so
how
that makes
that's
sense.
yeah, like they've been pretty good since then.
Yeah. Right. So does this change anything for you? Say the Ravens didn't have that kind of transition phase week 1 and they end up beating Kings here. making kings 3 and 7, does that change anything you do with them?
With the kings?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't make them better, and I'm not putting them below the hounds and glads. So
True. Yep. I didn't know if you could argue something for the hounds there, but I guess they like clean split the hounds too. So
yeah. Who are the hounds wins even against? I don't even remember. The
the
glads and the
glads
dragons.
and the dragons. And dragons was that week 1 or 2?
It was right before they made the change. So I think like maybe week 4.
Oh.
It
Seems
was
like you
literally
thinking
the
that.
last game before the dragon still goes from them. It was October 8th.
I can't imagine beating a team and then be like, okay, see you guys. I'm going to join them.
Yeah. That
The
is kind of
hounds were going
crazy.
nowhere either way.
Yeah.
So probably smart of him.
Probably.
Damn, my cat's kind of thick.
What the fuck? You can't just drop that on me, man.
Yeah, I can.
I'm uncomfortable.
Sorry, he was just kind of posted up here for a second. He knows it.
Eh,
Okay.
I don't know.
Um,
I can't believe I was so down on the Ravens for a while. They're actually good. And I hate to say it because, like, I want to hate, like, not a good team.
I mean, I can never tell because what are they going to walk into Worlds here and then just lose their first game and be
I
done?
mean, probably,
You know,
but
you're right.
I mean, half of the league is going to do that. To be fair, like,
True.
um,
Ooh, wait, what is?
they probably, depending on how the SPL teams feel about Hex Mambo this year, they're probably either going to be facing the Dragons or Hex Mambo in the first round.
Did we ever hit this?
Hit what?
The bonus patch coming out in 2 days. Oh, this came out a month ago. Never mind.
Probably. Or maybe we didn't because it was on. We filmed on Tuesday or something. I don't know.
Probably. That's probably what it was. I didn't because this is where Mama got nerfed. I didn't realize that she got nerfed. I've like been waiting for that, and I thought that her first nerf was on this patch, and so I was very confused why that was all they were giving to her before she becomes
Yeah.
SPL available.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well,
Anyways,
yeah. You want to look at this
let's do the patch notes, baby.
10.12 Season of Worlds.
Season of Worlds.
Worlds. Oh wait.
Worlds. Uh, skins.
I really hope this come through. Yeah, recolored Poseidon.
Yeah.
Oh,
Apparently, it's a recolor of a skin that costs $1,000.
1,000 gems.
Sure. I don't know.
That's a
I
thousand
heard it
dollars.
was dollars because it was one of those things where it was a limited time skin where you had to donate a bunch of money to a thing and you got the skin.
Oh, that would. I mean, I can see that being the
Yeah.
case. Um, Genetics got his Maui skin.
Did he?
Speaking of that, yeah, they gave him a Camelot Kings Maui.
Oh,
Um,
kind of. Because
well,
there's
I mean,
two Camelot King skins.
right, but this is. I mean, everyone gets their
Right. Yeah,
their.
they gave him another one.
He got the shout out every year. You know,
Right.
Panatom got the Gilgamesh skin last year,
Sure.
and now they've done this every year. Whoever like makes a outstanding performance on a certain character,
Right.
they give them a skin with that team. So I mean, this is
Yeah.
really cool. I don't
So
know
I
too if
don't
you've
get
seen.
why the characters on these skins for like any of them. A lot of these feel kind of weird to me.
Yeah, they suck. I've been seeing ever since they released this. Twitter has just been about like how little effort they put into these, and
It's not even that. It's like I don't. When I think of Ao Kwang, I don't think of the Dragons.
right.
To be honest, I think of the Levi's. To be honest, because of adapting.
Um, yeah. Tell me why Charon isn't Ferryman. Tell me why Odin's not Ravens.
Well,
Um,
I'm thinking more of like the players on the teams. You know what I mean? Like the thing with Maui type of deal, but for every team.
right. Well, they only do that for Worlds performances. I mean,
Yeah,
you
I
have
don't
to
know.
like accomplish something great to get something like that. These are more like mascot characters.
Yeah. But I mean, like, even it doesn't need to be like as cool as the Maui one. It can still just be a person in like a fucking team T-shirt.
Yeah,
But like, yeah, I don't know.
I think it should just match a little more of
Right?
the mascot.
Yeah.
Personal opinion.
Like, with the Ravens, that one kind of makes sense because didn't Venenu have like a good Zeus game at some point or something?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's like the best Zeus player in the league.
Exactly. So that one kind of makes sense. It's like I don't really think Bologna when I think of Glads though. To be fair, I mostly
Uh-uh.
think of being bad. Um.
True, true, true.
Yeah.
I do like. I understand this one for a gladiator and having Bologna
Right.
for a gladiator. Like, I can make that make sense.
Yeah. If you're going based on the theme of the team and not like the players on it, then that one makes sense. Um.
Why does Sun Wukong have glasses? Sunglasses? I don't know.
Oh, here. You know what? Here's what I think we do, John. Is instead of continuing to talk about it, we say I don't care and move on
Okay, yeah,
because I
yeah.
don't care.
Um, I will say, you saw the gender bender. I think that's what they've been calling it. Um, Baron skin. They made Baron a woman,
Cool.
and man, my balls are hard.
Your
That's a good
balls
skin.
are hard.
It's not in this patch, but it's coming next patch. I think this said.
Yeah.
It's cool. Or it could be on this one. They're just not.
You ready? You ready for my joke? You ready? You
Yeah.
ready for it?
Yes.
Gender bit Baron. Do you mean a mama? Get it?
I mean, yeah.
Because ah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but here, wait,
It wasn't a good joke.
wait.
That's why I did the shitty laugh. You should have done the clap. The clap would have been way funnier. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Alright, let's see. Do you want to do the thing where I randomly read off one of the bug fixes every time we do this?
Yeah.
Alright, let's see.
Give me a good one this week.
Yeah, I don't even know what all the bug fixes are. I haven't looked in advance. So I'm just gonna pick one at
Oh, Caron's VGS would play random voice lines
random. Nice.
on his Soul
Uh,
Shroud skin.
Karin's coin. Fix an issue with Karin's coin, normal and evolved, where it was not giving 1 gold each time the coin was flipped. Very important bug fix.
Game changer.
Game
Right
changing.
there. The Morgan would lose stacks on Caron's coin.
What the fuck?
What? Okay. I didn't know that item had so many problems,
I didn't either.
but not anymore.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
All right. Do you want to get right into this?
Talk about stuff and things and stuff.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I think
You think what? What do you
I
think?
try not to.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, excuse me. Excuse me again. Shield buff. Decrease protection per level from 1 to 0.5. Okay. I mean, that is like a decent amount.
Yeah, just like halved it.
Yeah.
Literally.
No. As
Half the
Intersect said
amount
in his patch notes video, anything to reduce protections on squishies.
Yeah.
Give them squishies
Make
and
them
less
easier to kill.
protections.
That I forgot who tweeted it. I think it was Scream, and he tweeted. He said, "Help! How do I kill a mid laner that's 4 levels above with a breastplate? Like, what
You
do
didn't
you even
even
do in
need to
that
put
situation?
the four levels above. How do you kill a
Yeah,
mid
just
laner with a
mid laner with
breastplate?
a breastplate. Yeah,
Uh,
get him out of here.
Absolution. Increase max health from 200 to 250. The niche item's still gonna be niche.
Yeah, this is like okay. I
I
think
don't
they
care.
do that thing where they have an item that has a purpose, like Fabulous Hoops. I think they're doing better with Fabulous Hoops with what they did on this patch, and Mana Core Spikes. And I know there's been items in the past where instead of like what the item is meant to do, they just overinflate the actual stats on the item. So you just have to buy it for the stats, and the passive like it doesn't even matter at that point. I just don't want anything. I don't think this is going to happen with this. Just
Right,
50
it's
extra
50
health.
health.
Yeah, but that's not what I want to see.
Right.
A stone. A stone?
Abyssal Stone.
Yeah, that's what we're calling this now.
Okay. Increase magical protection from 35 to 40. Doesn't this have both types of protections, or am I tripping?
I think it might have both.
I think it
Because
does,
I
but
know
they're
like
only
Stone of
increasing the
Binding has
mag.
both. Well, it said it's to increase effectiveness against
Right.
mage solos.
Right.
Um,
But I mean, I feel like it's pretty rare you see an item that has both types of protections. Yeah, it does have both types. It's pretty rare you see a item that has both types of protections, but it's on equal amount of each.
yeah.
Like breastplate does that, but it's passive. It's not the actual item itself. So that's a little different.
Okay.
Like the
What
item
it
itself
got
is just physical.
ramped to 40 magical.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it still has 35 physical. That is a little odd, but
Yeah, I don't care.
okay.
Oh, you need an item to build in solo lane against magicals. I was talking about this with a dude on Reddit the other day. Is the only item that's even viable early game to build against magicals as like an actual solo laner is Genjis. And if you're building Genjis and you're always building press plate, that's 40% cooldown with nothing else because of warrior passive.
Yeah.
And that's not counting like the cooldown buff. It's not
Blue
counting
totem.
500 pot, blue
Yeah.
totem.
It's I agree with that. I always find that whenever I'm in solo lane, I have sort of a problem
Yeah,
looking at
there's
what I
like
want.
it feels like there's no magical items to build.
Right. Well, if I want anti-heal, it's like I would rather just have a contagion than a
Right.
pestilence. So
Yeah. That's
yeah,
why the one that gives you magical defense based on how many physical protections you have was so good for so long. You could
right.
just build that and not have to think about magical defense anymore. That could be
Build
all
that
of it.
glyph,
You'd
but
be fine.
I want breastplate glyph now.
Right, exactly.
So
And last patch it was Pridwin Cliff.
yeah.
I guess a
Yeah,
couple
I
patches
did.
ago, but
I will
whatever.
say I did really enjoy when you could build that heart word.
Right. Yeah, there was room.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't enjoy it. It was annoying because my builds were the same every game because it had to be that. But like, at least it was. I had something to build. You know,
Right.
there was a magical defense item for me to build.
Yeah. I mean, you're an auto attack. You get Shoguns,
Right.
Amma and like Bologna and you can build into a Onis. That doesn't feel great early.
Yeah, that's the main problem. In lane phase, I mean, you're probably gonna lose lane anyways, but you're definitely gonna lose lane if you go Onis.
Yeah. Oh, it feels very restricted
Yeah.
when it comes to magical items in
They need
solo
a
lane.
third magical protection tree like they have for physical protections. There are 3 physical protection trees and 2 magical protection trees.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. It doesn't make sense.
I'll call
I'm about to start building fucking winged blade just to feel something. Like,
that's intense.
alright, anyways, Amulet of
Yeah,
Silence. Decrease stat count from 4 to 3. Decrease internal
yeah.
cooldown from 15 to 12 seconds.
So it just pops up more.
Yep.
Is all. I think this is a fun. I don't think it's good. I think it's fun.
Yeah.
Whenever I felt like if they have enough or if they have a lot of magicals
Right.
and back before breastplate, upgraded breastplate was a thing. And so I didn't need the other amulet.
Right.
I just go this.
Yeah. I built it a
Doesn't
time or
do like
two.
much. It's fun.
Yep.
Um oh, okay. I
Erendite.
Yeah. Tell me what you
Oh,
think about this one.
baby. Oh, I love it.
Same.
Oh, I want to come. Oh. I probably
Wow.
shouldn't do that into the mic. My mic,
Yeah.
my mouth was like on the mic as I was saying that.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Erendite.
Air Horndite.
What if that's like just a million times louder for on the recording than it is for us? And so it's unlistenable whenever we start playing these.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll chill out a little bit.
Uh,
Okay, so basically, the passive after you ult would give you 30% movement speed. They ramp that back.
sorry, I couldn't help it.
I was so sure we were. That caught me so off guard. I did. That was the last thing I expected to happen. After I didn't even get to finish my
I
sentence.
know.
Oh, okay, okay. I'm back. We're good now. Okay.
I'll try to
Um,
compose myself.
yeah, we're back. Okay, so instead of after you ult, instead of getting 30% movement speed, it dropped it down to 20. But as a counterpart to that, you just get 7 passive movement speed all the time.
Yeah.
So really, you're down 3%, but only when you ult. Now you're
Right.
up 7% all the time,
Yeah.
besides when you ult.
I don't know where I'm gonna put this in my builds, but I will probably build this at some point.
Yeah. I really like this on characters like Ravana, people you dive in with your ult.
Yeah. I'm getting a little worried by how many items have movement speed. Because I'm afraid we're gonna end up in a situation like we have with or like we had, I guess, with percent pin. Where it's just like,
Where
oh, everything has
everything
percent pin.
has it.
Yeah. But it already kinda had movement
Make
speed.
me
So
fast.
it's kind of I'm not too worried about it. Alright. Brawler's beat stick.
Brawlers.
Brawlers increase power from 40 to 45.
And this was, I mean, already getting built.
Was it?
Oh yeah. I mean,
Cool.
I like if you play I mean, I would build it. Uh, in the SPL it was getting built cuz I mean, you need anti-heal and you don't
Yeah.
want to go contagion or something on a physical jungler.
Yeah. What about Toxic Blade?
think Sino did that.
That's
I'll
how
be
you know it's
honest.
bad.
Yeah, they made it work. Okay, this is a interesting one right here. Finally, this item gets buffed.
Corrupting
Pink
Legion.
stone.
Pink stone.
Uh, it increases damage over time. Adds an extra second from 5 to 6, and then increases your protections per stack from 4% to 5%. And I think I saw something about that stacking really well with um, other tank items. I mean, this is just like a tankier bluestone, I guess, if you want to
Right.
be that tanky instead of going the other option, which is a lot of damage.
Right.
I'll be honest, I don't know how much it stacks. I don't know if I've ever built this item.
Yeah.
Oh, I did it. I will. Let me give you a story real quick, super fast.
Okay.
Reed was talking so much shit one time, and I said, "Hey," I said, "I want to 1v1." I said, "You pick my god. I don't care." I said, "You pick your god and my god, and we will play." And he picked tier for me. This was the beginning when these starter items first came out, so I still really had no idea what either of them did. Uh, picked. He gave me tier. I built the pink stone. Um, and
Why
to
would he
end the
give you
game,
tier?
I don't know. Yeah, of all
Also,
characters, he gave me
when
tier.
starter items came out, tier was like really good if I remember correctly as well. It's not like tier was weak at the time.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely was not like a bad pick at all. So I don't know what he was doing. Anyway, he was camping tower the whole game, and I couldn't kill him. I was just taking his tower, but I couldn't end
Right.
because he'd kill my way before I could get in there. And then one time I dove him, and that damage over time ended up killing him before he could walk back to fountain.
Amazing. Yeah, I don't know. We should ask. Get Miller in here real quick. Resident Pink Stone expert. He loves this fucking
Yeah,
item.
he does love this item, and it got buffed. So
I'm sure he's happy.
yeah, I mean, I think this could make it half decent as well.
Yeah.
Uh,
What?
last gas. The
Last
PBM item.
gasp. The Pubum item.
The who?
Pubum.
Um, increased buff duration from 6 to 8 seconds. Decrease in who? Why do we both have trouble saying that?
Internal cooldown.
Yeah. Um, from 10 to 8 seconds.
ICD.
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 ICP.
I see. I
You
see
listen to any
PvP.
ICP?
Hmm?
I said, do you listen to any ICP?
I don't even know who that is.
The Insane
I'm.
Clown Posse.
Oh, I was gonna assume it was a rapper. I've never heard that abbreviation for them because I don't really
Yeah.
care that much about them. I'd probably
No,
listen to.
neither do I. They scare the shit out of
I'd
me.
probably listen to some of their songs by accident. They were in the
Okay.
WWE for a while. Did you know that?
I did not.
And they
Like,
were. I mean, I think they wrestled a little bit, but they mostly just came down to the ring with this group called the Oddities, and
that would make
one of them
sense.
carried a Cartman doll.
Okay.
Yep,
That
they were
sounds really
little.
familiar for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know. It was before we were born, so
Oh, well,
it would have been sometime in the 90s. I don't remember when the fuck the Oddities
speak
were
for
big.
yourself.
Sometime in the 90s. I couldn't tell you if it was early or late 90s though,
Okay.
off the top of my head. Because it's one of those things where it's like it. Hmm, I feel like it was late 90s, but it seems like such an early 90s WWE thing to do. So I don't know.
See, that's what I don't understand why it's bringing back. Like, I feel like I should definitely know about it because I've never watched wrestling, and I wasn't
Right.
born, or like I wasn't alive then. So
Yeah.
Who knows?
Who knows? Anyways, mail renewal.
Yeah.
Reduced allied heal time from 10 seconds to 5 seconds.
So you get your burst even burstier.
Yeah.
Feeling.
I still think this item sucks dick.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Ah.
I don't know what to tell you. Stone guy ain't good either.
Hey, we're adding 50 more health to another item.
Yep.
Mana Core Spikes goes from 250 to 300.
Yep.
I
Okay.
maybe this makes Warriors a little better, I guess is what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
But I'm sure people will still find a way to build it on
Junglers.
mages.
Oh, and mages. Those two. Mantle of Discord. Huge price decrease.
Yeah,
2,900 to 2,750. Holy, that's 150 gold.
yeah. That's actually a big.
I could buy 3 whole pots with that. I could buy half a chalice with that. Massive. This item's going to be built all the time. Probably not, but
I it will be built a
I think
lot
it'll be
more. I
built
mean,
more. Yeah,
price
I
decreases
genuinely think
are
this is
big
a big deal. Yeah,
buffs. Yeah.
I think this is like the most expensive item in the game besides like Ratatouille.
Yeah. That and
And
like
now it
Bloodforge.
is like much more reasonable. I mean, it's still a lot, but it gives a lot of stats. So
It does. It has a ton of protections and
yeah,
a pretty decent passive too.
yeah. I don't really know what the passive does, but I'm sure
So
I'll learn soon.
whenever you hit like, I want to say 10%, but it might be a little higher, 10% HP. You stun everyone in an area around
That's
you.
right. Yeah, that's a pretty damn good passive.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. Okay, I think this might be the biggest buff of the thing, if I'm remembering correctly. But Relic Dagger gets cooldown reduction from 40 to 50 seconds.
Yeah, that's pretty
I mean,
good.
10 seconds off all of your relics, and especially with the Eldridge Dagger being buffed, it was being bought last week
Right.
um, by a handful of people, and now you're just buffing it even more.
Yeah. Also, uh, teleport glyph with this, the fully upgraded one that is 110 seconds. With this, it'll be 60 seconds.
Yeah, you can go wherever in a minute.
Yep.
And if you get a kill in any of that
Yeah,
time,
it'll be even faster with
it's
kills.
just up again.
I'm gonna TP to solo, clear a wave and solo somebody, and then TP across the map.
Yeah, I mean you could genuinely do that.
Yeah. The problem is it's not a lot of protection. Like, and by not a
Right.
lot, I mean
It's
zero.
hard to fit into a solo build,
It's hard to fit
but
into most
supports,
builds. I feel like support you can do it though for sure.
yeah, supports are going to be building this.
Yeah. Yeah, I never really thought of this. Really is just like a good support item, huh? Because it
Yeah,
gives you your relics faster, so
yeah.
you
I
can
mean,
go
you
save
get
your team,
your
shell and
yeah.
stuff. And you start building this on supports, I guess.
Do it.
Oh, I always
I
just think
enjoy
of
it.
supports as only tankiness. To be alive as long as possible. But maybe I
Ooh,
should
and that's a
rethink
bad
that.
way to look.
Yep.
I've saw an arg. I mean,
I mean, if I'm alive longer, I got more chances to CC them. You see.
that's true. That's true. And yeah, I mean, tankiness is a lot of it. You can't be like ultra squishy. And
Right.
but I know Genetics did a thing on his YouTube where he went through and played every single god and support in like an actual support manner.
Right.
And there's ways to play squishier gods with like no CC there.
Right.
You just have to,
Glyph out or not, relic out of your fucking mind.
yeah, you have to be utility. I
Right.
mean, oh, yeah, very good utility item right there.
Yeah.
Another, who do you call them? Support item.
Yep.
The
The
Sentinel's
Sentinels
Boon.
upgrade that never gets built. Maybe it'll start getting built.
See, I feel like it's every now and then people build this on Fafnir just because you get more gold,
Yeah.
which helps
Oh,
his
I've never
passive.
thought about this item or this item since the starters came out 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I think this does get built more than you think.
Probably.
but not. It's definitely not preferred over the other in
Maybe it
most
will be after
situations.
this buff. Increased health restore from 3% to 4%. Increased assist gold from 15 to 20.
Yeah. Yeah, this is something that's really good to finish your build. Like you hit 15 and you get this, and then it helps. Supports have trouble stacking gold,
Right.
getting items, especially with all the wards and relic upgrades they're buying.
Yeah.
And this is
Supposedly.
something that just helps.
The
Yeah,
top level they are.
if you're doing it right.
Yeah. I'm sorry, man. I always forget. I can't help it.
Man, we play casual, dude. I don't
I
care.
know.
Uh, Silver
Silver branch.
Branch.
One of the most fun items in the game, in my opinion.
See, I was actually just gonna say the opposite. I hate this.
Oh. Yeah. I don't know. I
I just
find it
don't
very
care.
fun to build.
I think a lot of people do.
Yeah.
So I'm probably in the
Increased power conversion from 2 to 3 physical power per 0.02 attack speed over cap. More power. More
I can't tell if
power.
this is a lot. I mean, it's a third more, or it's a 50% increase, right?
Yeah.
Is what you'd call that.
Something like that.
So, well, does this still cap out?
Yes.
I guess.
I would
So I
assume.
guess you just hit cap easier.
Yeah.
Because if I am not
Well, no, it's
mistaken,
based off stacks. So you hit the cap the same amount, you'll just have more power when you do. Unless I'm mistaken.
oh yeah, I was looking at that wrong. My bad. No, you're right. Yeah, you will have 50% more power
Yeah.
whenever.
That's not too bad.
Yeah.
Might have to pull up the Merc. See if I can fit
Uh
Silver Branch
oh.
into some sort of Merc build. Not in solo, don't worry. Hey, but remember that one time I soloed Fire Giant with Merc in solo? Took me like
I
40
do.
minutes.
Okay, so I'm reading this item. You cannot go over 80 physical power with this.
Okay, so
So it will cap at the power. So it's just easier to
it's
cap.
based off power. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
So I was wrong. Oh well. Staff
What do you do?
of Mirrodin. Increased cost by 50 gold. Okay.
Decrease.
That's what I meant.
So 2600 of 2550.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
This one is this mean anything right here?
I don't know.
Vision chart.
For good players, no, because they'll just buy words. Uh, I don't know. Increase war duration from 60 seconds to 90 seconds. I feel like for the most part, you just want the other shards, right? The other shards are pretty good.
Yeah. They provide a lot of utility. But I mean every minute that's a free ward every minute, so or ward duration is increased. I forget how long. Yeah, maybe that's not a big change. I'm sure we'll see it like once.
Warrior's Axe. Increased health and mana restore from 20 plus 1 per level to 30 plus 1.5 per level.
I think this is a really good way to buff warriors.
Yeah, probably.
Um,
It's a lot more health and mana.
yeah, yeah. I already thought Axe was like half decent in lane. I mean, it's just good sustain.
Yeah.
Um, and now, yeah, every single aspect of this warriors Axe got buffed.
Yep. Axe of Animosity also got a 500? That'd be crazy if we got 500 health
That would be
boost. Holy fuck.
nuts.
It would be built on like every solo, even if they're not auto attack. That'd be crazy. Oh, only a 50 health boost though.
And that would stack with its passive,
Right.
so that'd be crazy.
That would be crazy.
Um,
Best
Sunring Axe
plus Stone of
has,
Gaia.
yeah, you would just build full health auto attack.
Yeah.
Play characters that can use this.
Yes. Unfortunately, not the
Um,
case though.
no, 50 health, not as significant.
Sunder and Axe. Increased protection scaling damage from 1.5% to 2%.
I want to find. Um, I want to find that because I don't understand how that works.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hello. Damaging an enemy god steals 3% plus 1.5% of your protections from items. So you will
steal
get
more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Oh, of their current health. So
yeah,
more protections you have,
the more health you get.
more health gets taken away. Cool.
Breastplate
Saw this one
of
coming.
Determination gets reverted.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Decrease the protection stack from 7 to 5.
Yep.
Is
Stay
that
away.
how many? How much did that stack up?
I don't know. Too much.
4 stacks. So going from what would that be? 28 to 20.
Yeah.
Is 8 protections enough?
I mean, this
Of
is
a
what it was
change?
at before when they weren't building it, when nobody was building it. So.
I know that's crazy that 8 protections can do that much.
I mean, it's
though.
8 of each. To be fair.
Okay, so 16.
Didn't the item get buffed as a whole? Like with it, it's
I
only
got
reverting
it got
as part of it. So
it was made cheaper, I think.
right. I think it got maybe more mana as well.
That could be the case. I don't want to say anything for sure.
I mean, I don't know anybody who thought this item was bad before. It just wasn't quite good enough
To be built every single
because
game.
of how much cooldown there was already. But then they made it so good that it was worth it anyways. I think it was MP5. I think it got an MP5 bonus. Not Magna. I was wrong. I'm pretty sure it got more MP5 as well. Which, I mean, that's like pretty good to have in lane.
Yeah. Sustain.
Yeah.
Mana sustain. Yep. Yeah, maybe I mean we'll still see it, I'd imagine. It's one of the things like
Like I said, it wasn't bad. It was just there was so much cooldown already.
Yeah.
Especially because in the like right before this it was Pridwin, which gave 20%.
Yep.
So there just hasn't been room for it for a while. But if it's the best item in the game, then you don't need to make room for it. You get rid of other stuff.
Yeah. You make it fit.
Fate
I don't care if I'm overcapping or not.
Oops. Oops. They added an internal cooldown of 10 seconds. This item that doesn't get built. Okay.
You said it doesn't get built?
I don't feel like it gets built very often.
Dude, this gets built often.
Does it? Alright, I'm
yeah. On like Yamoja. Because Yamoja you just hit 2 over and over again. And then everyone has this massive shield. And so that's why internal cooldown fixes that. Yeah. Now it's not going to get built at all, I don't think.
Yeah, probably not.
Oh well. Fail not?
Fail not. Removes reduced damage debuff from passive. I didn't even know it had that.
I didn't either, I'll be honest.
Yep.
Let me.
Letting you.
And reduces if you. When your ultimate ability finishes casting your next ability or basic attack within 8 seconds that damages an enemy god marks them, reducing their damage output by 10% for 10 seconds.
Oh, damn.
Did not know that. To be honest.
I didn't either. I thought it just made it so you could crit them.
Yeah, so everyone could crit. Are we? Did this say item nerfs somewhere? Because I feel like we just jumped into item nerfs.
Yeah, it says it uh, in the description of breastplates for some reason. I don't know why there's not like a header for it, but
Yeah. Okay. Odd.
yeah.
Next up, Telekines.
Yep,
They like just buffed this, didn't they?
probably.
Now we have 5 less power and 5 less bonus damage.
45. That bonus damage is like crazy, by the way. That's like actually so much, I feel like. Uh, and then the magical power is like, that's like crazy. I feel like that's so low. I feel like there's no way this item can ever be built now. That feels like such bad stats.
Yeah,
Like the
I mean,
50 power was already really low, but then like that bonus damage helped make up for it. Now the power's
but you
even
still
lower, and the bonus damage is
get
bad.
3 power per level
Yeah,
with it.
I
So I
guess
mean,
that's
you're
true.
still getting an inherent what 60
I
60
don't know.
power is that
I don't know. How does that
65? So
work?
it went from like 70 to yeah, it went from 70 to 65. And so yeah, we're losing 10 power total on this item.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's a lot. I feel like that's a really big nerf.
Yeah. Hopefully, I mean, we have been seeing a lot of like Freya and Oleron and some
Yeah,
Soul. Get them out of here, man. Right before Worlds, I hate magical carries. Get them out.
yeah.
Thank you.
Because I mean,
Um,
it's not just 10 power, right? Because the magical power doesn't convert directly 1-for-1 into auto attack damage, but the bonus damage on Telekines does. So like I don't know the exact
oh,
conversion, but like it's for auto attacks, it's like an effective decrease of like 20 power or something like that.
so it's more than it seems.
Yeah.
Bigger change than it seems. Um, the tier 2, I think this is the tier 2
Yes.
of the rings got nerfed.
Yeah.
Tier 1 or tier 2, just 5 less power. And here we go. Here we go. This is the moment we're all been waiting for. Mage solo items are getting nerfed. All right,
Yes.
you ready? The tiny trinket tier 1 to like lifesteal items, like Bancrofts and Typhons, is increased by 50 gold. Less pots at the beginning of the game. That's important.
Fuck yeah. Get
Um,
out of here.
tier 2 of Pythags,
And Soul Gem.
um, and Soul Gem, yeah, increased by 50 gold as well.
Get out of here.
Pythags itself increased by 50 gold from 2300 to 2350 and decreased max health by 50. We know where we're getting all this extra health from. This 50 extra health is coming from. They took it from Pythags, but on everything else.
Yeah. Get the fuck out of
Um,
here, Pythags. Fuck
but
you.
the following items have unchanged. Why would they even put this? I don't get unchanged
To make
stats and
sure there's
price.
not confusion since they changed the tier or
The
your tiers of it.
T1,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so yeah, Soul Gem, Talon Trinket, so tier 2 of Bancrofts and Typhons.
Yeah.
Then Bancrofts and Typhons are the exact same. Which is, I think Typhons is the item that allows this mage solo build to be good.
Yeah, I don't feel like these nerfs are nearly enough, by the way.
Yeah.
This is such like slap on the wrist.
Well, I feel like we're getting a little bit, we get a little bit of breastplate, a little bit here and there. Hopefully, it makes it so that there's better options.
I hope so.
There's the possibility for better options.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
Vamp Shroud also
we still don't really
5
have
less
any
magic
way to
power.
defend against them in lane though. Is the
True,
problem.
true. And the upgraded Blood Shroud.
Upgraded Blood Chode.
Has 5 less power
Yep.
as well.
This okay. I don't care. That's nothing.
Yeah.
You did
I feel
nothing.
like half the time people were just building Sacrificial Shroud just for more damage anyway.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
There
even
you go.
like that's not very much. That's not a big difference.
Yeah.
It's like, bro,
Okay, that's all for
as a
items.
warrior player, if you told me, hey, there's a starter that I don't even know what Bloodsoak Shroud gives. That doesn't give protections anymore, right? They got rid of that a while ago.
I could tell you.
I'm about to look it up as well.
No, it does not.
Okay, but like even still, as a warrior, it's like, hey, do you want a bunch of sustain, 300 health, and 80, even just 80 power for your starter? I'd be like, yes, every day of the week, yes. Like
Well, yeah, I mean,
it's just blood or not bloodstone. It's just bluestone, except they switch which part is the passive and which part is the stats. Instead of the damage being the passive, the damage is in the stats, and the sustain is the passive instead of being the HP5 and MP5 it gives you. It's just better bluestone. Still, even with 5 less power, they didn't do anything.
yeah. Where what was I looking at here? Yeah, it's. I mean, obviously, magical power scales differently than
Right,
physical,
but
but
like,
85 is still not a. I mean, it's on the lower end. I'd imagine it'd be like what 30, 35.
bro, when I play Baba Yaga solo, I don't build this. I build alternate timeline. The 50 power alternate timeline gives me makes me fucking come. It is so much, and that is 30 less power than this is still gonna have.
Yeah, I guess this is a lot more. It's 85 is a lot more than I was thinking it was because a lot of
It's a
these other.
lot.
It might be the most. Yeah, it's the most power on a magical starter besides
And
Sack Shroud.
not only that, they're making this like tiny little change for this, and it is like not even the biggest problem as to why magicals are taking over the solo lane, in my opinion. Because there's still a class passive, and there's still no good items to build and defend against it. I would truly be shocked if it's still not a magical solo meta. It would shock me.
Yeah. Well, I guess I don't remember exactly what these god changes are going to be. So
Right.
let me put in my 2 cents once we get through these, and I'll put my
Okay.
official stamp on it.
Yeah.
Every time I put my official stamp on something, it has been the exact opposite
Right.
of what I say. So
So please stamp that the magicals are taking over.
okay, okay.
All right. Ah, Moose and Ka buff. I'm sure you're happy about
Uh,
this one. You love
I
this
don't
guy.
know how to feel about this. Is weird. It's
Yeah.
just his swarm projectile speed is increased by 33%.
Swarm. I don't know. I don't know why I made that
Um,
noise. Just
right.
happened.
This is now. I'm just gonna have to get used to. It's gonna feel like a whole new ability to me. I play a lot on, and I would imagine most people do, just like muscle memory,
Right. Yeah.
and
It's gonna take some
so
time to adapt to it.
yeah, interesting though.
Interesting. All right, Atlas buff, baby. Most fun god in the game. That's not true, but he's definitely up there.
One of
Yeah. Increased physical protections per level from 3.5 to 3.7. Increased power reduction per stack on his ult from 2% to 3%. Did Atlas really need a buff? I know he's not like super meta, but I don't know if he needed a buff.
I mean, a little buff is not
Yeah,
bad
this,
because I
this
think
definitely
he
isn't going to
was
put him over the top.
like not played.
Right,
I know he got played this weekend. Now that I'm saying that, but
right. I mean, at the
um,
SPL, he wasn't being played, but like,
yeah,
I don't think he was bad enough that like you're throwing if you play him in a ranked game. You know,
right. Oh no, not at all.
so this isn't gonna put him over the top or anything. I feel like there's
No,
bigger fish to
there's
fry than this right now.
there is I don't think there's anything really game changing in many of these god changes.
Yeah.
These are all pretty small tweaks.
Yeah.
Next up on the buff, we're getting into
Shock.
some warriors here now,
Yes.
or I guess two.
Boo.
Shock.
Fuck Chalk. Boo. Get out of here. Boo.
He gets more scaling on his.
Boo. Dude, I feel
Is that
like
his?
Chalk gets buffed in fucking every patch. Am I
He does,
crazy?
dude. It's gonna take one thing, one little thing is going to. This isn't it. This
Right.
don't get me wrong. This is not it. It is gonna completely make him meta again. Yeah, 5% extra
Yeah, I
damage
feel.
scaling on his one, and once leveled, his 2 does 40 extra damage. Or 40 extra power. It has 40, yeah, 40 base damage. You know what I'm trying to say. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But
I went and looked, and we haven't talked about it in the past 2 patches. So, what about the patch
it,
when Momin came out? I'm pretty sure he got touched when
he
Momin
might have
came
got
out.
nerfed on that one.
No, he wasn't buffed. At least was he nerfed?
I remember whenever they took the damage scaling away
All right,
from
never
his
mind. I'm just
3.
wrong. That must have been earlier this year.
Yeah, whenever they took the scaling away from his 3 with the healer change, he kind of fell off a little bit.
Yeah. I don't want Chalk in my lane, so
I don't want him
I
in my
don't like
game.
this. Me neither. But you know who I do want in my game with me playing him? Cuckoo and baby, he's getting a buff. Let's go! On his Vin Anger at max level, he gets 8 more damage. Alright. That's.
Yippee!
I don't care. What I do
Yeah, so
care
that's
about is 20 seconds decrease cooldown on max level on the ult. Woo!
in human form,
In
man
human form.
form.
I don't care about that other form.
Right.
This is the one that's the fucking knock up that's just gonna
Yeah, I
set
mean
my
this
whole
is
team
his
up for kills.
engage.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not just like his engage. There are fights where it's just his win condition.
Right.
Like you
Yeah,
hit
I mean
this and the
if
rest
you
of
hit
your
like
team had so much time to do shit.
a multiple man knockup, yeah, you
How,
should
how
be
many
winning
games
fights.
have I won with this Ultron?
I remember very specifically the one where who was I playing? I think I was on a mage, but you had like a 5-man knockup and then one of my abilities killed everyone. And we just won the game off that.
I
It
remember
was in
I remember
ranked,
when we did that with Raijin
so it's hype-ish.
Lancelot. Or not Raijin, Ravana Lancelot.
Ravana Lance, yeah.
Yeah. I just up
No, but
down on top of myself with my ult and then instantly died and then you
and
killed the whole
horse
team.
comes through.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember. I remember that. I don't know why I specifically remember this one. I don't remember anything else about that game. The enemy team like is on our Phoenix line, and we're just like walking back and forth. And I just go, "Fuck it, jump in, ult 4 of them." It's such a good ability. Having it on 20-second less cooldown is insane.
yeah. Hopefully, I mean, I enjoy watching Kukulin play. And I really enjoy metas where it's like,
Yeah.
he's in there. Normally when he's in there, it's
Yeah.
I'm liking Smite a little
Yeah.
more. And so
Just
getting this
I
coming
wish
into
they
Worlds,
increased the vent anger damage a little bit early. Cause that's when it like matters more. Cause the early game, like you go Hulk mode and engage for your 1v1, like that's when you fight people.
right?
And so I'm gonna be on top of people, but at the point where like
And
I'm
and
doing
what
that, it's not gonna have any more damage.
early game is where he's been. I would say like he's been fine early,
Right.
you know.
Yeah,
And
but
so late game, maybe this is
it isn't.
yeah.
I mean, like if an enemy has mystical mail, do you ever notice unless you're trying to blink away from them?
Right?
Like,
Unless I'm getting ran down and I'm
right.
0 HP and I'm watching my health tick
Yeah.
down.
Yeah. Like the effectiveness, like if this had 1 damage, it wouldn't be that much less effective than
Well,
it's going to be after this.
okay, well let me give you the situation because a lot of times he finds himself, especially when you engage in ulting, you find yourself in between a lot of people, and most of the time you want to get
Right.
in there, use that
Like,
ult right
it's
when you
definitely
have
not nothing. I just don't think it really matters, to be
enough. I
honest.
mean, yeah, if you have even three people around you, that's an extra 8 per tick, and you're getting off a
Right.
couple. I mean that you can stack that. I can see
Right.
later game in team fights
It
where
it
this could help him a little bit
probably matters
secure
more
some kills.
than the nerf to Blood Soaked, but not by much.
Yeah. uh and what I guess the guy we didn't see all phase in SPL,
Yeah.
it's Don Zenbiru.
Yep. Very fun god.
Very fun.
They've often a lot of fun gods, and then also chocolate.
Boo. Yeah, his taunt gets an extra 10 damage per level or
Yeah.
per upgrade per point in the ability.
Right.
Um, Scaling from it was 80 to 280, now from 90 to 290.
Yeah.
And okay, this might make him actually decent, but his 3 now, instead of getting mitigation from basic attacks, you get mitigation from all incoming damage while staying inside your
Right.
3. Um, but to counteract that, instead of a 20% mitigation, it's dropped to 15.
Right.
But I mean, you should just be winning 1v1s if you're standing in that,
Yeah.
in any sort of even.
Yeah. Probably.
Um,
I can imagine kind of using this like the Apollo combo, where it's like, oh, I need to escape, and then with Apollo you mez and then ult, and then with Danzabro you use this and then ult.
uh, Fenrir
Fenrir. They
gets
reduce the
buffed.
cooldown on his jump by 1 second, and they reduce time to fully channel brutalize from 1.5 seconds to 1.35 seconds.
Dude, adapting and Panatom both are both crazy on this, and so he's getting buffed just in time for Worlds.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll start to see him. I think the brutalized channel is a big change.
Yes, that does seem
Because
like a big change.
getting that damage off, it just feels like you're stuck on them so long, and they can pull you in a tower and
Right.
lead you in a bad direction. But getting that off faster is a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, all the time now.
Yeah. That is a lot.
Who's this next one? I can't.
Hoo-yee!
Who?
Increase scaling damage from 65% to 70% on his Ricochet. And decrease cooldown on Mark of the Golden Crow from 18 to 14 seconds to 16 to 14 seconds.
Early game. Okay.
I don't really care.
All I have to say is okay.
I don't really like going against Hui very much, but I don't think he's that good, and I don't really know if this is going to make him that good.
Nah, I wouldn't imagine. I mean, just the build that hunters are wanting to go right now is not necessarily where he wants to go.
Yeah, sorry, you're right. I just scrolled down. I didn't see this earlier. I didn't see this next change. I was making the pog face.
Oh, huge Nemesis
Yeah,
buff.
this is actually like a pretty big buff.
Oh shit, yeah. What
What the fuck?
is is this her
What?
one? Her dash is now, instead of 14 seconds, it scales down from 13 to 11 seconds. That's I mean, significantly.
Yeah, that's like a lot, and that's not even the one I was talking about.
I haven't seen this one yet.
Increased damage on the X or from on the 2 for you PC scum from
Oh.
whoa, from 50 to 170 seconds with 35% scaling to 55 to 175 seconds with 40% scaling. But the way the X works is if you hit it in the middle, it's double damage. So if you hit the person in the middle with the X, then it is increased by 10 base power and then 10% scaling. So this just got a 10% scaling buff, basically. Because unless you're
Yeah.
dog shit, you're always hitting it in the middle. It's not like it's a tiny little area in the middle to hit. It's huge.
Yeah, dude. I think, I mean, we've seen her played. She's been getting played, not a lot, but a little bit in SPL, and it's felt very underwhelming for me.
Yeah.
Um, and this, yeah,
This
Nemesis.
is a god I love playing. I'm
Nemesis
gonna
gets my stamp.
enjoy playing. No, don't give her the stamp. No,
Nemesis just got the stamp.
no,
I'm sorry.
no.
That's a good buff.
It is. That is a lot.
Okay, read this for me.
Ra is another god that is only slightly below his point of balance, so a couple light buffs are in order.
Like,
Hold on,
um,
hold on.
no. Oh, the clap. Okay, good joke. Good joke.
Which one did you think I was gonna do?
I was hearing the drums coming in.
Oh, this one?
Yes.
Why is that one
Yes.
so
That's
loud compared to the clap?
I don't know.
Increase damage scaling from 55 to 60% on Divine Light, and reduce cooldown on Solar Blessing from 16% to 15%.
Yeah. Little changes.
Yeah.
Nothing that messes with his burst.
Next up, Shiva. Increase damage mitigation from 30% to 40% on his Pillar of Dawn.
That's pretty good.
I give this John's stamp of approval.
You don't want this to be stamped.
Yep, I don't want it to be good.
I think at our level of play,
I don't even know what
this
this
doesn't
means. It just scares me.
when he uses his 3, his dash, you know, he gets
Oh.
one dash and he holds still and then he dashes again.
Yeah. Okay, that probably doesn't actually
So,
matter that much.
yeah, whenever he's holding still instead of 30%, he gets 40.
I
And
assumed
I mean,
that
how
was
often do
his
people
ult.
just sit there?
Right.
Not often.
Yeah, you almost always dashing it immediately. I assumed that was his ult, and I was very afraid. But now that you've told me it's not his ult, I don't care.
Yeah. Let me double check, but yeah, that is his dash.
Tsukiyomi.
Shiva Tandava is his.
Tsukiyomi has gained his knockup immunity back while channeling on Kusarigama. Was that close?
Who?
Sure.
That's how I'd pronounce it.
Oh, cool. That's probably not actually close, but I feel like I'm much better at European pronunciations than like Asian pronunciations.
Yeah.
Because
Eastern.
most of the good soccer players are from Europe or South America. So I know how to say the European names because of soccer.
Good thing I couldn't hold that much information in my head.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how to pronounce all of them, but Vulcan.
Vulcan, second to last god on the buff list.
Yep. Inferno Cannon gains more increased damage. 45 to 145 has been increased to 45 to 165.
Okay.
And then the ult got buffed. Increased minimum damage from 75 to 80%. I like
So
that.
I'm guessing if you drop your ult right on top of yourself,
Yeah. Minimum range.
that's the minimum.
It'll do more damage
Okay.
now.
Cool.
Makes it a better defensive tool.
Yep, easy to
Which
secure as well.
needs, I feel like. Ymir. Ymir think it get colder outside. This means Ymir gets stronger now. Ymir smash you like pancake. decrease pre-fire time from 0.45 seconds to 0.35 seconds. I like that. It'll give me more chances to do the freeze auto, spikes auto, and actually get that off. Because
And hit it.
most of the time, I don't get all of it. They get out of the spikes too fast.
Right.
Usually with
They don't
a
come up
leap,
fast enough.
which might still happen, but it'll be
Yeah.
less
And I
likely now.
mean, yep. Now on to we
Not the
have
buffs. What's the opposite of a buff?
five
The nerf.
five nerfs. Five nerfs
Yeah.
here. To round this off.
These first two are
Athena.
gods I play, so this makes me sad. Decreased attack speed debuff from 30% at all ranks to 20 to 30% at all ranks. Pretty small nerf.
And I like this because
Yeah.
30% early
Really
is
is a
just
lot.
all of your attack speed.
Yeah, you're right.
So I can and you know what? You come out to the same late game.
Right.
I can respect it.
Yep. Baba
Oh
Yaga.
yeah. You're getting the shaft here.
Yeah. I mean, I can't complain. They both do cool.
That's true. Baba needed a nerf.
Increased item stat cost from 400 to 500. Sag.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I have no idea how that passive works, but
Yeah, I don't know how many stacks the thing holds.
okay.
Basically, I don't know how many stacks the house holds. I couldn't tell you.
It. Oh, wait a second.
So that hypothetically, let's say the stack has or the house has 100 stacks in it, right?
Yep, it can only hold 100 stacks, so you need to charge it 4 times before. Now you have to do it 5.
Right.
Okay.
I don't know if it's actually 100 stacks. I made that up.
No, it is.
Okay.
I'm looking at it right now.
Look at me knowing stuff.
Wow, right off the top of the domes.
Yep. It was a complete guess. I'm not gonna lie. Decreased base damage from 95 to 235 to 85 to 225 on Baba's brew. Okay. That sucks. I'm sad.
Little, yeah. She
That
needs.
sucks. I'm sad.
She's hard to kill, man. I think
Yeah.
some sort of prot reduction in her, or shield reduction in her ult
Yeah.
is what I would do. But I think that might take her off the map. So
Yeah. It's
who
one of those
knows?
weird things where Baba's either like damn near impossible to kill, or
Right.
she can't survive. Because there was a while when Baba wasn't strong, where I would like ult, and it was just like I would just die.
Yeah.
Anyways, like
I mean, if you're in a bad position either way, you're just
right.
dead. You know.
Yeah. Anyways, Cherner Robert. Gentle Nurse won't work with the Lord of Darkness. They said,
Yeah.
fuck this guy.
Yeah, it's like they sit here, they give him a huge buff, and then they're like, "Wait, Chernobog's good,"
Yeah.
and then try to nerf it, like just revert it or something. I don't know.
Decrease base damage of explosion on Heart of Cold from 20% to 15% of your attack damage. Increase cooldown on crystallized curses from 15 to 11 seconds to 15 to 13 seconds.
Mhm.
And then increase cooldown on Vicious Barrage from 7 seconds to 8 seconds.
Maybe this does something. I mean, whenever he ults, it refreshes all of his cooldowns. So
Right.
as long as you play this right, you are probably getting a. I think his passive though is the biggest thing, but only a 5% decrease from explosion damage. I mean, how often besides when you're hitting a minion wave is that? Oh, I guess it's not AoE damage. It's on the target too.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see this then. See how this plays out. It could be. He could be right where he's at still.
Yep. Maman Brigitte. They got rid of her knock-up immunity on Party Trick.
Yeah.
Which
Where
I
she
don't really
shoots
know
things.
if that's enough. Like,
I mean, that's a lot of safety gone.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. I don't. It's weird, but I don't know if that's her problem because doesn't she have like the highest death rate of a god on release in history?
Yeah.
Like I feel like the problem with Mammon isn't that she's not safe enough. It's that like she's super risky, but she is like really strong for that risk that you take.
Right. Which
So
makes sense, right? I mean,
right, but I feel like she's too strong for the risk that you take,
okay.
in my opinion.
I would
Like
agree.
it's one of those things as well where it's like you can it. I don't want to necessarily say she's in this situation because Tsukiyomi was in this situation on release, and she's not as strong as that, like for sure, for sure. But
Right.
if you have a god that's like that, where it's like she's super risky, but if those risks pay off, you win. You're just taking agency away from 9 of the 10 players in the game. One player is playing the game. I don't think she's there, but it is definitely a risk when she is good.
Yeah.
And I don't think she's necessarily super far from that. So I would have liked to see like a little bit of damage reduction, but I don't know.
I haven't, with her not being an SPL yet, and
Right.
I've been gone for a little bit, and so I haven't gotten to play much. So I haven't been seeing how she's been performing, but I'm
Right.
guessing it's still very good in normal person game, not
Right.
SPL.
Yeah.
And finally, I can't believe it's taken this long for this guy to get nerfed. But
Raijin.
Raijin,
Increase
they
cooldown
actually,
reduction from 2 seconds to 1.5 seconds on charge tempo. Increase cooldown from 10 seconds to 12 seconds on percussive storm. Increase cooldown from 15 seconds to 17 to 15 seconds on thunder crash.
I was just gonna say they took him out back and shot him in the head, and now he's not even on the roster. But
Yeah.
I don't think this is a. I mean, it's a nerf.
Yeah.
Is it? It's not gonna make him unplayable. I don't want. I don't want you to think that's what I meant by that.
I mean, it is what you meant. It just wasn't true. You were just joking.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he's not dead.
He's not.
Oh no, Abraham. Abraham. I'm done talking. Never mind. Continue.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you're done talking, I'll just throw this out there. Uh,
Abraham. Abraham Lincoln.
if you're done talking, I'll just go ahead and say that now with these Raijin nurse when he's over when he's over in solo lane, there's something that the jungler is not gonna have to do as much, and that's Gank lane.
Yeah.